nebula. Like, imagine sparkly, like, nebula yarn. Like, what would that even feel like? That would be so cool. Stellina, yes, though. Oh man, I haven't spun Stellina yarn for a while now. I need to get more. Need to get more. Need all the Stellina. I have a little bit of just like plain Stellina, but I'm like need to buy more. It's so expensive. I think, oh yeah, the wool that I've got behind me has some. But yeah, gotta get some more sparkle stuff because I'm running low. And my wool is like woefully sparkle free. I'm like looking at all my wool and being like, why didn't I add sparkle to these? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Yeah, so if you guys are curious what I'm spinning, I've got some, I got some Malbrigo hand-dyed wool, which I wouldn't recommend. I've heard bad things. This one was like super felted together. It was really pretty, like purples, grays, and browns. Very, very pretty colors. But yeah, it was super, super felted together. And so I had to process it before I could spin it. So I decided that when I was processing it, I would also mix it with, I have some pineapple fiber. So this is made with the top part, the leaf part of the pineapple, although it is made in a fairly like synthetic process. So I'm pretty sure it's not biodegradable, although I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's not biodegradable anymore. But it was originally made from pineapples, as well as some mixed with some 50% wool, 50% mohair, naturally gray colored wool. So I'm going to try brushing it out and seeing if I can't get a little bit of a halo from the mohair. If you put all the sheep in New Zealand in a line, you'd have an EME, Earth, Moon, Earth system ready. So the sheep will be the drive band, you're saying. You're saying that it will be a sheep-powered spinning wheel. Badger says not quite. We have lost quite a few sheep over the past few years. We're down from our high of 28 million down. Whoa, that is a huge loss. That is like a third. What's with the sudden drop in sheep? Is that just because people are less interested in raising them, or that there's no economy for wool anymore? Farmers have gone into dairy. It currently pays better. Oh, so you're getting more cows. pretty bad. I like wool. I don't want it to get more expensive because fewer farmers are raising them. Sheepies. Already wool is very expensive to buy. Compared to like other like less, like that is one reason that I really do buy a lot of wool, is because it is like environmentally friendly. The only thing that I think I really make an exception for is sock yarn with the nylon, because like if it doesn't have nylon and superwash, then you can't throw it in the washer dryer, and like with socks, it's like I want to be able to just wear it and wash it easily. And I make an exception for sparkle, so nylon Firestar or Angelina Stellina, which is the sparkly stuff. I'm pretty sure is also kind of like plastic and maybe something metallic. And so for those things I make an exception just because organic biodegradable sparkle doesn't really exist. Maybe it could, but currently I think it's not soft enough to exist. Not soft and strong enough to exist without plastic in. Badger says it stuffs up our ecology, but the government's not doing anything about it. Yeah, no, that's sad. That's pretty bad. Cows are terrible for the environment. Like, they're one of the worst animals for the environment. When it comes to livestock. Like, I'm not against like beef and stuff, but the meat industry and how they just let cows graze until the land that they're on is just dead. It needs to be managed better. Definitely needs to have different laws, better laws about it. They do taste good. Yeah, I'm not against like raising cows, but raising cows without any sort of thought towards the making it sustainable, thought towards sustainability is so bad. And since beef is such an expensive like meat, or expensive, no, common and popular meat, then so many factory farms exist that just kind of, it's terrible. It's so bad. The nylon stuff is better for socks, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I do hear that nylon can break down more easily than other plastics. Could be completely wrong about that. I also do avoid superwash wool, even when convenient, because, except for socks. But I do avoid superwash wool because it is, you can't know what kind of superwash. I really wish they would label that, what kind of superwash treatment they use, because there's two different kinds, and one of them is biodegradable and one of them is not biodegradable, and I would really like to know the difference in my superwash wool, whether or not it's biodegradable. Shearers aren't too hard to find here. Veggie said finding shearers are harder. Yeah, that for sure. Like professional shearers are like even in like Canada and stuff, like they're so expensive, and that's a lot of why, like, so from what I understand, when it comes to like wool selling, if people are raising their sheep for not wool, if they're raising the sheep for milk or meat or whatever, then they will have they'll have basically shearers that do a very quick job so that the sheep doesn't overheat, but they do a poor job so that the wool isn't really sales worthy. But what they don't realize is that so many spinners would be happy to pay like half price for wool with a bunch of second cuts in it. If it's cheap, you know? It's good for clothing still. But because of that as well, a lot of that wool ends up going for compost. Because they don't hire the good wool shearers. They hire the ones that are just shearing to keep the sheep healthy. And they don't realize that, you know, they don't do an absolutely terrible job, so might as well, you know, so there could actually be a profit made, or even just given away for free, the wool. I'm not against things being free in this economy. We train half the shearers on the planet, it feels like. Very likely, Badger. Very likely that you're, that you have, like, all the shearers just live there. It's hard on the body, yeah. No, yeah, because if a sheep wants to fight, he's gonna hurt you, or she's gonna hurt the shearer. And you have to, like, basically be able to lift the entire sheep with one arm, so that if it is struggling, you're gonna still be able to, like, position it in order to shear it. Shears are easy to make, just 3 iron ingots. No, is that RuneScape? Is that RuneScape? That is fully RuneScape. I eat only, with an asterisk, Highland cattle that are raised in the woods free. Oh, interesting. I know nothing of that, because they are not... Those don't exist near Toronto. And other animals that are raised unindustrial way. Oh, it's Minecraft. Shear's in Minecraft. Okay, my bad. I haven't played Minecraft in so long. I have been playing RuneScape lately, but I haven't played for a while. I should have it on and, like, oh no, I can't with my phone. With my computer, I mean. I was thinking maybe I could have it on my phone or something. While I'm spinning or something, because I miss RuneScape. I haven't played it for a while. Not Stardew. I know it's not Stardew. Baby Highland cattle are so cute. Yes. Highland cattle are cool looking. If I'm not mistaken of what kind of cow I'm imagining. Badger says meat sheep are still properly sheared over here simply because we have the good shearers and it's bonus money. And training wool is used for insulation. Yeah. I don't think we do that. I think we all... My insulation sure ain't wool. Mine is fiberglass. I know that. It's also covered in mold. But yeah, no, sheep shearers are more expensive than a sheep fleece. So, like, it costs more to have a shearer in Canada, usually. It costs more to have a shearer shear a sheep than you can make with the sheep fleece. Which isn't actually really true, but to a point it is. Like to a point it really is. It's like if they were selling it for a discount, they would still kind of like be making less than they're paying the shearer. I guess that's how a lot of people think, is that if they're not making more money by selling the thing than it costs to attain the thing, then it's not worth selling the thing. Even if they're making more money than they otherwise would be by just throwing the thing out. Like, they have to pay for a shearer anyway, right? But the way a lot of, like, business people think is, if I have to pay, you know, whatever, $50 per sheep for a shearer, I have to make more than $50 per fleece. If the shearer is poor quality, then I'll pay $50 for the shearer, and I can only make $25 on the fleece. It's not worth selling at all. Which is just kind of like, but that works out to only paying $25 for the shearer rather than the full 50. It's a discount. But I don't know. Business-minded people tend not to think that way, and it's so weird to me. Hairy goose, yes, the hairy goose. We have a lot of fiberglass insulation, but wool insulation happens a lot over here. That's cool. I normally buy piece and by day. Yeah. I was just kind of like... I was more kind of like making up a random number. But yeah, the faster the share, the more money they make. Hey, Sarge, how you doing? Wait, didn't you go to sleep? Weren't you here earlier today? Didn't you go to sleep? You still up? Badger says, oh no, you said you were just waking up then, weren't you? How you doing, Sarge? Badger says they get a minimum pay for the day and then they get paid for each sheep. Oh, interesting. Badgers reminds me because my memory is crud. It's illegal, you gotta sleep. Sarge is like, nah, I was never here. What are you talking about? That was someone else. Lies. Lies and slander. This chair is really hurting my butt. It's not comfy. Not a comfy chair. Ow. Alright, I have to check my laundry, so I'm sorry, Sarge, you just got here. I will be back in like 2 minutes. I'm not even going to bother pausing on the pause screen. I'll just be like, BRB. I would like to find a cushion to sit on. Something that's going to make it just a little bit more comfy in here. I grabbed a pillow. Just grab it. It's a sitting pillow. That's fine. Comfy. Well, thank you for the bits, Shane. Thank you for the bits. And, oh my gosh, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yes, I just went invisible for 2 minutes. I'm so sorry about that, and I missed it. But thank you so much. How are you doing today? Betty's like, chair stream. It's my WWE chair, yes. Hello, chair, how are you? Yeah, I have my rolly chair there. This one's actually better for my back, better for my posture, but worse for my butt. My butt doesn't like it. Chair is feeling generous. I finally get to, why, you guys, why? It's like you guys are more excited when I'm not here. I should just leave and stream the chair, and you guys can just watch that. But thank you so much, Shane, for the 100 bits and the follow. But yes, we are. It's the equivalent of all those 3D printing streams. Oh my gosh, that would be like, I don't know. To me, I mean, I feel like streams are all about the interaction, you know? I mean, some of them are cool to watch live. I feel like 3D printing is kind of cool to watch. But, like, I feel like streams are so much about interaction, right? If somebody just put a video recording of 3D printing on YouTube, I would probably watch it. Doesn't need to be. Yeah, could. Yeah. Why not be a stream? But yeah. There's a jar of peanut butter stream? What do they even do with that? What is that even? Sarge, you'll blow your cover if there's any empty chairs on Dev's birthday stream. Well, man, do I even have enough chairs for everyone who's coming? Maybe some people are gonna have to sit on the bed. I don't know. Life's hard. We've got milk crates. You can stack up the milk crates. That'll be ouchy on the bum. That's for sure. It got recommended to me once. It's a jar of peanut butter. It doesn't do anything. It just exists and people watch it. I mean, it is nice to, like, kind of chat with other people, I guess. It can be nice to chat with other people, but, like, jar of peanut butter doesn't do anything, but it's being live streamed. Is also a stream of just a stop sign. I think I heard of that. Also, how are you doing today, Shane? Welcome to the stream. We do wool spinning, but pretty much any fiber arts, just anything, just crafts, just art. We're also doing a giveaway right now. It was for a subscription goal. We are giving away some wool for learning to spin, wool and a drop spindle for learning to spin. Or you can just get the wool if you already have spinning tools. You can get more wool. There's hand spun yarn, there's a hand woven scarf, and a handmade needle felted cat sculpture. So all you gotta do is grab a, go to the Channel Point store, grab a ticket for 1 channel point, and if you win, you will get your choice of prize. Yeah, just like that. I've been wants the thing. And yes, if anyone hasn't grabbed theirs for today, because it is a daily ticket, you can get one every day. Make sure you grab one today if you haven't already. Badger says, every so often something gets put in the background, and if you're first to see it, you win. So you'll be like, I see the thing! And then you win a thing for being the first to see it. Very cool. At that point, I would watch it just because I like winning things. Oh, on their Discord? Well, that's, I mean, I feel like, because for me that's like, Discord is hard. So much effort to Discord. It'd be so much easier to just put it in the actual chat. I don't know. Maybe not. I just don't like, I just don't like using Discord, clearly. Even though I have your, hey guys, join the Discord that I clearly love using if you have not done so already. Boop. We do craft stuff there, and you can always leave if you don't like it. So it's timestamped. That's fair. No, Veggie, don't leave me. I thought we were friends. You can leave anytime you want, but don't. I'll find you. Tried to make that sound more ominous, but I failed. Badgers did not bring pizza. You should bring pizza to the party. To the birthday party on April 2nd. Taylor, you really sold me on the Discord, right? Why I need a pizza. You can bring pizza to the party. You probably can't come to the party because I don't think you live near me. But you can bring pizza and then you can eat it while we're eating cake. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Living it up at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. I like that song a lot. Well, I haven't heard it in a while. I should put that on my playlist. I'm gonna play my playlist on the party, and you guys are gonna get to see all the weird music that I like to listen to. Well, that's why you have to be there for the party at the time of the party, which is like early afternoon. It'll probably be around 4 p.m. that we start streaming. Ish. Maybe earlier, maybe later. I will do updates on the Discord. But, like, yeah, I'm gonna play, like, DMCA music and then delete the stream immediately after. Whoa, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, we're gonna be streaming part of the party. The first bit of the party before everyone is tired and intoxicated. It will be an 18+ stream because everyone there is going to be 18+. And although I can censor myself, I can't really expect the same of my friends, especially in terms of, like, having a good time. So my stream is usually all ages, but we are being exclusive specifically for the birthday stream. Much apology to Sarge. Then he was like, it's true, I tried to leave the server and I can't, you're stuck. But yes, Shane, thank you for the 100 bits. I forget if I said that, but thank you for the 100 more bits. You're helping me save up for a computer because this laptop is having issues. The Discord asked me for pizza. I think I knew it does that. You should have brought pizza, man. Like, I keep like bending. I feel like I keep bending further over to read the comments. But yeah, we're gonna be playing like DMCA music because music's nice at parties. And gonna do the deleting. We're also going to be playing tabletop card games. So like if you're familiar with Unstable Unicorns and the other games in that series, those are the types of games. There's one that's it's like alpaca themed. It's like literally alpacas and goats and sheeps and bunnies and like all the fluffy fiber animals. And it makes me so happy because it's like somebody there knows wool. Somebody in the Unstable Unicorns team is just like, let's make all the fiber producing animals. have a mighty need. Is that a song? Should I know that song? Am I supposed to know this song? Because I probably am. I just don't. I have Hotel California stuck in my head now, though. Trying to remember the words. I never got to watch Invader Zim. It's on my list. It's on my list. Everyone has a list, right? That's a normal thing to have. I love the, like, character design and animation style in Invader Zim. But woolly card games I need. Yes, we will have card games, and we'll also have some very wonderful people over. I think it'll be first time I'm, like, actually playing games on my stream, too. Because, you know, I'm not a gamer dev. Not in public. I keep that off stream. All my gaming habits are secret. Nobody can know. Nobody can know about my secret Stardew Valley addiction that I talk about all the time. Or Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is great. Nah, I just need a capture card. I mean, like, I was gonna play some games on stream. I was gonna, like, actually just, like, literally set up my overhead camera and put my games, like, put my Switch where I usually have my knitting, just in handheld mode, and be like, yep, it's, like, lo-fi, but you know what? It's fine. You game? Nah. Yeah, literally all the time that is not occupied making yarn is occupied playing games. And this is why my room is never clean. I've got the sniffles. Hopefully I'm not catching something. It's probably just the laundry detergent. Or the fluff from the dryer or something. God knows. Are we the same people? We could be. If that is true for you, then we are most likely the same person. Why is it warm here? My space heater is off. It's not even plugged in. It is plugged in, but it's off. Couldn't get it all. Yeah. So this spin is going significantly faster than the one I was doing yesterday. I've already got like 2.5 bobbins, although the first bobbin was a different yarn, so, but you know. This is a lot like thicker yarn. The other one is like literally cobweb lace if I didn't ply it. Or if I do, I'm gonna 3-ply it, and if I 3-ply it, it's gonna be lace weight. is going to be like very thin for sock yarn, so it's going to be between like fingering weight and lace weight. Whereas this is probably going to be 2-plied, not 3-plied. And it's still going to be thicker. It's going to be like between sport and DK weight. Not completely sure. I don't do, so if you want to spin consistent yarn, you have to do like samples. It's pretty much the same idea of swatching your knits. You just want to spin samples, and then and I hate doing that. It's not because I don't like to sample, or it's because I actually don't like to spin consistent yarns. I know that's like kind of a weird thing, but like I just kind of like to chill. And I know that the yarn will be like consistent enough to be used, but I really prefer the look of yarns that are inconsistent, which, you know, might be why like I talk sometimes about something that happened back last year, where somebody basically hired me to spin a bunch of yarn and then told me that the yarn wasn't good enough, even though like beforehand they had said literally anything I make would be good enough, and then tried to basically rip me off. And like I can understand people not liking inconsistent yarn. I can understand people not liking inconsistent yarn. However, I personally love inconsistent yarn. I love yarn that's like thick for like a few meters and then just thinner for a few meters. And then when you knit it into a fabric, it has this kind of like rustic look. It has this kind of like natural, kind of like textural almost, but just very subtly textural look. Where some parts are a little bit more open and some parts are a little bit more tighter knit or woven or whatever. And it just, I don't know, it just looks so much more nice and better, because like when mixed together, all of those things are, they end up balancing themselves out. It's not like the gauge like gets steadily more or less as you keep knitting. I mean, it could happen that way, but the way at least that I spin, it doesn't tend to actually change throughout the yarn. It just gets thicker for a bit and then thinner for a bit, and I just really love the look of that. So pretty much all the yarns that I spin look like that. And some more than others, of course. And yeah, and that just makes me really, really happy. You overdosed on coffee. Oh no, too much coffee. Love the coffee though. Coffee is great. Ivan has played AC/DC while having a coffee. AC/DC flavored coffee. Electrical current flavored coffee. Just a little bit of extra flavor, right? I don't actually... What's a famous AC/DC song? I'm like trying to think, and I'm like, I can't actually remember if I like AC/DC or not. I definitely don't know most of their music, but I'm sure I know. I'm a bit thunderstruck by the caffeine. Oh yeah, how does that go again? Can't remember. What? No, don't know them. Not enough to like imagine the tune anyway. Sounds familiar, don't know the songs really. Though. Too bad. Oh, TNT. Okay, I remember that. Ivan says, no, I just got AC/DC overdosed song in my head. I can vaguely imagine TNT. How that goes. Don't fully remember. Oh, Highway to Hell. Yeah, I know that one. That's the song. That's a song that I've heard on the radio a million times. I thought that was by some other band for a second, says Veggie. I don't know. Time to play some AC/DC. Enjoy, Veggie. Enjoy. This is red. Red does not go with this fiber. Why is there red floof on the fiber? I don't know. It's gone now. Alright, so I'm like really quickly finishing off this wool, which means I'm going to be out of bobbins really soon. Like, this is my last bobbin, and I still have like another hour or so on the stream, so I'm not sure if I will finish. I will very likely finish spinning before the end of the stream. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of fiber processing by the end of it. I have all this wool that I dyed. This is the wool casserole that I posted on my Discord. And I need to process all of it. In order to spin it. Could spin it like that. Don't want to. Badger says, that's why the question mark, I wasn't sure. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, this bobbin's almost like so full. I'm like, yeah, because I know that streaming, you guys don't usually like watching me just like wind yarns into balls, which is cool. So like I'll do the processing because I don't have any bobbins after this, and I would have to be winding off. This wheel is wonderful for spinning, but it seems to struggle with plying, and I do not want to push it past its abilities. We might be able to fit another roll leg on here. Kind of starting to look like I could. Which means I could fit another one on the other bobbin too. Money talks. Veggie says rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Is that a song? Or is that just an opinion? It is a correct opinion. I mean, I guess if it's very loud, it could be. But yes, for the most part, it is a correct opinion. Both, yes. Yes, correct, says Ivan. I'm glad we're all in agreement. As long as you have headphones, it's not noise pollution. Ooh. I mean, I think anything can be noise pollution, if is put too loud at an inappropriate time. And place. Certain volume, certain situation, anything is noise pollution. If you turn the ear pads 180 degrees around, you're like, your head is like a speaker. I used to do that though. I used to have headphones. They wouldn't go like 180 degrees, but they would go like 90 degrees forwards. And I would do that a lot because, I don't know, I like the sound better. Wanted everyone else to have to suffer through my music. Driving down the road blasting Beethoven's Ninth is a lot of fun. It would be. Counter noise equipment. Yeah. Ugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sucks that I'm gonna have insomnia tonight. Like, I can already feel it. I already know. It's inevitable. Badger says I got yelled at for playing my modern music far too loud when I did that. Wait, what? Like when you drove down the road? I'm confused. Modern music. I am confused. When I ended up parked at the supermarket, and so were they. Huh. I am still very confused. This is not modern. Beethoven is not quite modern. I am confused. Modern is apparently anything 1800s or later. Were they joking? I mean, I guess it's technically modern music by that definition, but, like, were they trying to be funny? Were they being funny, but, like, one of those people who tells jokes with a straight face, so you can't actually tell that they're joking, and you think they're actually mad over something dumb? Like, that's the only thing I can imagine. That's so weird. Like, this existed before she was born. How could she have possibly? I'm so confused. People are so confusing sometimes. His last was his ninth, also known as Ode to Joy. Okay. Real life, What We Do in the Shadows. Oh man, I need to see that movie. I need to. I know what it's about, but I don't think it's... I don't know if it has anything to spoil, but I don't think it's been spoiled for me. Why did this come off again? It keeps doing that. I don't know why. Okay, come off. Ugh. Now the whole thing's tangling around here. Okay, this wheel can be frustrating, although it wasn't doing this very much until recently. Not sure why. Why it started. Perhaps I'll contact the lady who sold it to me and ask her if she has any tips. It's really good, and I'm not just saying that because my grandmother was in it. Oh, your grandmother was in it? That's pretty cool. Was she playing, like, what kind of character was she playing? I would be like, oh, who did she play? But then I'm like, I won't probably recognize the scene. That's pretty awesome, though. Taika Waititi's girlfriend. Oh, okay. I will most likely recognize Taika Waititi. Didn't even know Taika Waititi had anything to do with What We Do in the Shadows. I'm like, I have such trouble remembering names of people until like, how did I become aware of Taika Waititi? Oh yeah, because I watched Jojo Rabbit, which I loved, but I watched it with my aunt, and so when we were trying to decide, because my aunt and I don't have the best relationship, we don't really hang out very often, but when we were trying to decide what movie to watch, I was like looking up movies, and I was like, what about this one? I've seen an ad for it, Jojo Rabbit, it looks good. And I was like looking, and I saw that Thor Ragnarok was by Taika Waititi. And another one that my aunt liked was also by Taika Waititi. And I like, well, I like that movie, and you like that movie, so like maybe we should see a movie by the same director that we both liked other movies from. And we did both like it. And that is how I found out that Taika Waititi was a human being that exists. Bit at the end. Okay. Oh wow! International acting debut at 98. It's never too late. That's awesome. He's a very nice man too. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, no, he seems, I don't know, from his like movies and stuff, he seems like someone, like, he has a, like, legit good sense of humor, you know? I have a very strong opinions about many, well, I probably will fit another roll egg on here. I should try to. I have very strong opinions about, like, what actually constitutes a good comedy movie. I'm just picky. So the fact that, like, I don't think I've seen... I'm pretty sure everything Taika Waititi does is funny. And, like, the fact that Jojo Rabbit was both funny and, like, very, very touching was pretty cool, too. Sent a condolence card when she died and sent her birthday and Christmas cards before that. Oh my goodness, that's, like, so sweet. That's, like, one of those above and beyond type of things that's just so nice. Such good people. I heard that Mr. Rogers did, like, something kind of like that. Like, if he would, like, he would, like, call people on their birthday, even if they'd only just, like, met him once, or something like that. It's, like, just people who are like that is, like, so cool to me. I'm like, I can't even remember, like, my best friend's birthday. Like, I literally need people to remind me when their birthday is every single year. And I'm so glad that I do have friends who are willing to do that. But, like, to imagine meeting somebody once, or, like, knowing somebody, you know, for a short amount of time, and then, like, never forgetting to write them, or just even just writing birthday cards or something like that, it would be like, I hope I can do that someday. I hope that my brain learns how to do that sort of thing someday. Like, I have yet to hear anything bad about Mr. Rogers. The only thing I could hear, well, it wasn't a bad thing per se. There was, like, a rumor that he, like, wore sweaters to cover up, like, tattoos he got when he was in the army, but that was not a true rumor. Oh, same with Bob Ross, I think. Bob Ross was apparently, like, a very nice and friendly person. I mean, I'm not surprised. Bob Ross's story was cool. He was in the army, and I think he saw the way that, like, drill sergeants would, like, shout at people, and he had to do it as well, I think, because he ended up being in charge of some people, and he had to shout at people, and he just made the decision that when he left the army, he would literally never shout at anyone, and he just didn't, and he just became the most relaxing and calm person ever. Badger says, I've heard stuff about Steve Irwin, apart from the fact that he was Australian. Bob Ross was a drill sergeant. Yeah, so he was nice and friendly after. He also hated his hairstyle. Why did he have it in the first place? Like, I can understand them saying he wasn't allowed to change it after he got known for it. But, like, why would he, like, have his hair like that in the first place? Yeah, he was a drill sergeant. Oh, he just started. Ah. Poor Bob. Steve Irwin is a legend, says Parth. I've not really, like, I've never heard anything bad about Steve Irwin. I don't think. I like hearing about celebrities that are just, you know, nice. Legit nice people. Steve Irwin's park wasn't the best for paying contractors. Didn't that basically happen, like, at the same time? Wasn't that, like, not even finished before he died, though? Like, didn't his park end up being finished after he died? Because, like, that would probably explain part of it. He did pay, but it was slow. Alright. Steve Urgent is a legend. Love that dude. Watch him every day after school. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, that I liked Steve Irwin. So, like, when he did die, I was like, oh no. But, like... Yeah, I was a bit sad when he died, but, like... I don't remember it very well because I was pretty young. And I don't think I watched him all the time. I probably would have, but, like, I feel like that's the sort of TV show my mother wouldn't be a huge fan of because, like, danger, scary animals. My mother doesn't like danger. He had one that was expanded after his death. Okay. Not the greatest business mind, and terrible with stingrays. I feel like he knew what he was doing. I feel like the stingray would just had an accident. He donated his ship to Sea Shepherds to fight against whale killings. Yeah! Kill those whale killers! Get them! I didn't think it was gonna be a stingray, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think most likely he just, like, dropped his guard because stingrays really aren't a threat to people. I imagine he was just like, oh, this is gonna be an easy one. I don't have to worry about getting hurt. And that was kind of, like, maybe part of it, what contributed. But ultimately, like, having that attitude is fair because that's, like, literally true. That's people go swimming with stingrays for fun. Like, it really is one of those you can drop your guard and relax, they're not gonna hurt you things. Yeah. Played with snakes like nothing. Yeah. Jim Henson. Who's Jim Henson? I don't know if I know who that is. Another one you've not heard anything bad about. I don't know if I've ever heard of Jim Henson. Oh, Muppets. I never watched Muppets, which apparently is unusual. But yeah, I never watched Muppets. I watched, like, a bit of Sesame Street, but I was never really into it as a kid. And Labyrinth. Oh, so he was the puppet guy. Puppets are great. His son and daughter are keeping up the legacy. It feels great. Are you talking about Steve Irwin? Because I heard that is happen. So I have heard. But I mean, that's a lot of pressure too, right? Like, I remember seeing his daughter speak, I think, at his funeral or something on TV. And basically saying, like, that she was gonna keep up the, like, family stuff. And I don't know, that just seems like kind of, I mean, it's good that they're keeping it up and everything, like, if that, but, like, it's kind of one of those, like, I wonder if she had a choice in the matter type of things. I wonder if she decided that, or if it was, like, decided for her, or if, like, I don't know. But yeah, no. I imagine it's nothing as nefarious as that, though. And it's, yeah. But yeah, they grew up there. Definitely something that, like, I mean, obviously if they hated it, they wouldn't do it, I assume. But she just seemed really, really young when she kind of, like, promised to keep up his legacy, to the point that I was, like, kind of thinking she would change her mind at some point, but she never did, so. But it is nice that she didn't. Maybe the assumption that she didn't is just really nice. That she really did just want to that badly. Oh, hello, Tools. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the channel. My name is Dev, and I do yarn spinning. And I do knitting and other wool-related things. Make sure you grab a raffle ticket. They are limited time, and if you win, I'll send off your choice of crafting wool material or finished object. I have a few that are available to choose from. I'm like too lazy to go through all of them. My brain is just like turning off. His son too, yeah. His son was younger, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember seeing his son really talk at the funeral, so if I remember correctly, that's because he was quite a bit younger. Or maybe not quite a bit, but a few years at least. Yeah. Anyway, that's still really cool. His daughter was in a few shows with them. Okay, that's cool. I think I recall that. I might recall that. Yeah. This is doing weird stuff. Put that there. This back up here. And spin. Just gotta get a bit more spun. Alright. And then I am gonna spin, I think, one more roll egg onto the other bobbin, maybe. Maybe not. I think this is good. I don't think I need to mess with the other bobbin. I'm worried that because I keep having like yarn kind of falling off the bobbins. I don't want to overfill them too much. That is that. Woohoo! Rolling, rolling, rolling. Very much so, yes. I want to make a playlist of spinning songs. You spin my wheel right round, right round. But I can't think of any. But yeah, so that's done like most of these, I think. I want to check how many I have left. But that's all my bobbins. I don't have any more bobbins. So I'm just gonna put this back on my wheel for the sake of not losing any pieces. Push that over there. But yeah, it looks like I've got like maybe one bobbin full remaining, so that's nice. I've used up like half of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So like 1.5 bobbin full. Whew. Stretching out my back a little. But yeah, I've got some wool that I dyed many different colors. And what I want to do is get rid of these. So I have this box already. It's full of these Rolex. And I basically just want to add more. Dreadlocks, yeah. I mean, I have some that I've made. I really want to wear them, but I didn't really realize so much when I made them that it's like racial appropriation, and I definitely don't want to be like doing anything harmful. So I haven't been wearing them, and I'm just like sad that I like, I don't know, I like them a lot. They're really cool. But like, yeah, definitely don't want to be doing anything harmful. Taking apart the dreadlocks you took in a scalping expedition. No. Alrighty. So basically what I'm doing, let me get the hang of it a little bit first, but I'm grabbing basically whatever I can find of like a similar color. So these are all like blue color. So I'm trying to keep the colors kind of together. So like the same shade of blue together and stuff like that, because I did dye these locks multiple colors. And then I'm just putting them on these, and these are like giant pet brushes. And they're basically giant pet brushes, but like 10 times the price. But also they last way longer. Don't have to worry about getting the teeth in the wool. Getting the teeth coming out into the wool. And I'm basically just using this to kind of pick apart, brush, and like mix the colors and the wool. So it's basically doing three things. One is that it's homogenizing and mixing the colors. One is that it is like picking it apart to make it so that it's not like matted together. and one is that it is kind of like smoothing it out, like just making it into a more spinnable like form. Tubes are easier to spin than random chunks. Hey Knitter Girl, how are you doing? Hello to a wonderful friend, Knitter Girl. And I'm just gonna put that on the ground. I'm gonna sweep up tomorrow. Famous last words. I'm gonna sweep up tomorrow. Never sweeps. Learning the wool rolling process. So this is called carding. The process is called carding, and the rolls are called roll eggs. And this is like a very traditional way of making a woolen prep instead of a worsted prep. A worsted prep is when all the fibers are parallel, and parallel to the spin as well, parallel to the yarn. Whereas with this one, most of the fibers are perpendicular to the yarn, because when I card, the fibers are going this way, but when I roll, the tube is lengthwise this way, not this way. So the fibers are going perpendicular. Fibers are going this way, tube is going this way. Fibers are perpendicular to the spin. So that makes it a woolen preparation, if that makes any sense. That explanation's any good. But for this one in particular, I'm choosing wools that are the same color. Is not a necessity, but is how I would like to do this one. I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you? I'm good. Yes, you smooth the yarn so that it's easier to spin. Essentially, yeah. And make the fibers go more or less in the same direction. But yes, I'm doing well, Knitter Girl. Thank you for asking. I just did a bunch of spinning. I filled up all my bobbins today. So I need to empty those before I can keep spinning. But I decided instead of spending the last hour of stream emptying my bobbins, I think I would rather do some carding. Oh, I used some wool soap that smells really nice on these, and I'm just like getting a little whiff of it. Oof, that's messy. My bad. I guess I'll have to card that again. There is not really any good reason why the rolls have to be nice. They're easier to store if they are. I can spin them easily enough if they're not, but they don't kind of catch on things and fall apart as easily if I actually take the time and effort to make them nice and smooth. I hope you're not mad I'm answering questions. Oh no, for sure, for sure. I don't know why I would be mad. But no, I am absolutely not mad. So yeah, I am trying to grab similar colors and keep them together. Because if I kind of like, basically this is the way that I'll have the most, I guess, difference in color. If I wasn't paying attention and I was you know, trying to just card any bit together that I grabbed, then the colors would be a little bit more mottled, a little bit more kind of like muddied, not muddied, but like a little more similar to each other. Whereas because I'm grabbing from, I'm trying my best to keep the colors together without worrying about it too much, they're a lot less mixed, and therefore the colors are going to be brighter and more different from the other colors in the yarn. However, this is not the last step. This is only like the first step in processing. First step was cleaning. Already cleaned it. That was this yarn did not want to get clean, but I did it. It happened. I love helping out. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Knitter Girl. Definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is the first step that I'm doing. And this is basically doing the preliminary separation of the colors, as well as kind of doing the most of the carding, most of the actual like important processing for having the yarn be to have the yarn be like smooth for spinning. Yeah, almost got my hair in my mouth. And then the second step, I'm going to end up bringing out my blending board, and I'm going to not mix, but like combine some of the colors, the more similar colors again. So I'm going to take every blue roll egg that I have in here of varying shades, and I'm going to put them together on my blending board, but not actually mix them together. Just kind of have them be fairly separate, kind of like streaks or stripes almost in the wool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those off my blending board. I'm going to mix those together to be with all the different colors. I don't know how much sense that makes. I don't think you'll be able to see me do the entire process because it will take a few hours most likely. Just separating out. There's a bit of green in here, and I'm going for more blues and purples for this one. So just had to pull that green bit out. Jotting down yarn knowledge. Yeah, so this is not really a... so what I'm saying about putting it on the blending board and everything, those are all techniques, right? So this is how I want to mix this specific bit of wool, this specific portion of wool to get the specific yarn I want to get. This is not the correct way to do it, it's just one way to do it. One way to process yarn. So that's kind of an important thing. It's more important, like if you're learning to spin, you should start off with wool that is ready to spin. Nothing like this that you have to process first, because that requires buying tools and learning a lot of stuff. And honestly, different spinners will like different types of processing, and if you don't have any like pre-existing knowledge of what you enjoy spinning, and of course that can change over time and as you learn new processing techniques and stuff, but if you've never spun before, it'll be hard to know exactly what you want to process the wool into. Noted. Awesomes. The yarn is also called roving? No. No. I, no, I don't have it. Roving is a specific kind of thing. So, I guess yes, it is also called roving. But that's not the correct name for it. A lot of people call it roving mistakenly. Roving is a specific kind of machine carding preparation. They and yeah, and people do call tops rovings. Uh, but roving isn't yarn. I feel like I'm misunderstanding, but roving, there's a yarn called roving from Lion Brand yarn. Oh, okay. Okay. If they called it that, then that's cool. I wasn't aware of that. Sorry about that. Thank you for clarifying. But yeah, okay. So roving refers to a specific kind of preparation. Um, a specific kind of like preparation that like machines in factories do. However, a lot of people call a lot of different, like it's kind of become the catch-all term for a preparation of wool that is ready to spin. Although it is not actually what it's called, it is what a lot of people tend to call it. And also seems to be a brand or product name from Lion Brand that I was not aware of until this moment. But just to clarify what I was thinking, roving is a yeah is a specific kind of preparation for spinning that is often used to describe any preparation for spinning. But if you're looking, like if you're looking to buy, like for me personally, it can get annoying to see roving written, because I don't know if it's actual roving or like handmade, like quote roving, which is kind of, I mean, I guess you can make roving by hand, but it's not really the same thing. Or if it's actually top, which is a higher quality preparation, and roving is a lower quality preparation. Like it can be confusing when everything is called roving to know what you're actually buying. Like, kind of like how some people call all yarn wool, when yarn is sometimes acrylic and is sometimes cotton and is sometimes silk. And so if you call yarn wool, it's not actually accurate, right? And it can be confusing to then differentiate the fiber content of a yarn. And it's kind of a similar thing with roving, is people call all preparations roving, when this is not actually what they are. The Cape of Good Hope is seeing a lot of shipping. Most shipping. Where's Cape of Good Hope? I assume that's in New Zealand, because that's where you are. Shipping good. I guess if people can't go out because of COVID, they want to order all the things in. Oh, it's the bottom of Africa. Ivan says a roving is a long, narrow bundle of fiber. Rovings are produced during the process of making spun yarn from wool fleece, raw cotton, or other fibers. Their main use is as a fiber prepared for spinning, but they may also be used for specialized kinds of knitting or other textile arts. Yes. However, they're not... Yes, that is correct. Although I would add that also roving is usually made out of lower quality wool than, and although it is a step in yarn production, it's not always the last step in wool processing before yarn spinning. Sometimes there can be more steps. And also, yeah, but yes, that is a very good description of what it is. The Suez is blocked. It's the other way if they can't go through the Suez. There was speculation alcohol was involved last I heard. Wait, with the shipping? I am so confused. Ran out of go-go juice. I'm so confused. Oh, I like the burgundy. Oh, my neck is so stiff. A fuzzy burgundy worm, exactly. A cargo ship is blocking the Suez Canal, like on purpose, or like the boat sank or something. Badger's problem is that the evergreen is a brick. I don't know what that is. Susceptible to wind, crashes because of it once before. Crashed because of it once before. Ever given. Oh, the boat. Okay. Got turned sideways. Oh no. There's another ship people are tracking because the new Eel Wheel Nano 6.0s are on it. Oh no! Did the eel wheels get lost at sea? Knitter Girl says I have to be careful with wool because it makes me itchy. Are you okay with some wools? Like merino. I'm using merino right now. This one's like super, super soft. Wools used to bother me, or at least I thought they did. I mean, I guess they still kind of do, but I kind of just grit my teeth and bear it because I really do like it. I like most qualities of wool and find it more comfortable, but it does make me itchy. I feel like it's just something that my skin will become desensitized to after a while, or at least I hope so, because I really do like wearing it and would prefer to wear wool than synthetics. But like, I'm talking about scratchy wool. I think that wool, like merino wool, is fine to wear against the skin. Which is why I'm going to spin this really thin and perhaps have it be part of a t-shirt spin. That's fair, Knitter Girl. Merino I can touch. I'm on a limited budget. Then maybe processing and spinning are for you. because this merino, because it wasn't washed, it was very inexpensive, and it is very smooth. So I can hook you up. I can show you where to get. Oh, I dropped that on the floor. I'll get it later. I'm not standing up. I'm gonna go for greens. Oh, look at these lovely foresty greens. I'm liking the greens here. All right, gonna say that's enough. Don't want to overload the carders. But yeah, no, if you're in a limited budget, it makes sense that you would go for something other than wool, unfortunately. Wool is so much nicer, though. Badger says, have you tried alpaca wool? They're shipped full of animals waiting. Oh no. Alpaca possum gloves. Ooh. Not very expensive in New Zealand. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, Knitter Girl, you and me both. I'm on disability too. Well, I live in Canada. I can't remember if we ever talked about where you live, but I live in Canada, so the disability allowance, although it's not great, it is, well, it's less than a livable wage, but it is better than the US. That's for sure. And for that, I'm grateful. You live in Canada as well. Nice. $22 Canadian for a pair, but shipping though, shipping's gonna be $100. Pretty green. Pretty green. Pretty green worm. Aren't possums like pests there in New Zealand? Yeah, I got a bunch of possum wool from New Zealand, and it was basically supposed to be good for the environment because poachers could shave the possums that they caught and killed, that they would be more likely to actually catch them because they could make a profit off the wool. Meaning that the possums could be what's the word? Could be hunted more readily because there was actually like it would actually like benefit the people who were hunting them. So it's really cool. So possum wool isn't super cheap, at least not in Canada. But I did get a bit of it. I actually got a fair amount. It sucks to spin though. I really hate spinning it. Knitted Girl says I'm thankful too. I'm thankful I can buy yarn, right? Imagine I wasn't on disability. I would have no wool and I would be sad. I would have no wool, and I would be sad. I would have a much neater house, though. My house would be much less cluttered. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Like, if I wasn't on disability, welfare wouldn't even pay my rent. Like, I wouldn't even be able to afford to live, and this is the cheapest place I could find. Couldn't even afford to live here if I wasn't on disability. Terrible. Badger says shipping would be 20 for 2 to 4 pairs. 20 New Zealand, so 15 Canadian. It's really cheap here. I have nearly a wool bag full. Whoa. It was expensive. Like, it was like, I think it was like, I bought it when I had a job, but I think it was like, I think it cost me like $150 to just get like 100 grams. Something like that. Something dumb. Something expensive. Like, definitely very expensive. And it was kind of being sold as like, oh, this is like the softest, least scratchy thing in the world. And it really isn't. Like, it's, even if it is soft, like the micron count is soft, because the fibers are not actually, so wool fibers are very bendable, very supple, I guess. Whereas the possum fibers aren't, and the other thing is that the possum fibers are very, very short, so they're not super, so both of those things together means that basically the wool is a lot more scratchy. So even if the micron count, which is the diameter of the individual fiber, is less than merino or alpaca, the actual like scratchiness factor is worse, in my opinion, in my experience with it. But it's still a very nice fiber. I still like it. The colors are very lovely. But it isn't, you know, it's kind of like advertised, at least in Canada, as being like the softest fiber. And I would not agree with that, because when you actually touch it, it doesn't really feel that soft. One of my ex-flatmates was a hunter, though. Oh, cool. Makes amazing gloves blended with other stuff. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, it's still a very nice soft fiber. But as a rule, a more bendable fiber, a more flexible fiber, will be softer, because it won't be sticking in, like, on a microscopic level. It won't be, like, pricking your skin. It'll just fold over when it touches you. And the scratchy bits are usually the bits that are, like, pricking. That are sticking out and sticking into your skin. That's what's uncomfortable. And same with the length of the individual fiber. If you have every fiber is like an inch long, then they're going to be sticking out, you know, every which way. Whereas if you have this fiber that's like 4 inches long, then it'll have like way less ends sticking into you to be scratchy. I just have too much wool on these garters right now. And they're toasty warm. Yes, I can imagine. And yeah, by itself is no good. It doesn't really stay together. It's too slippery, and as I said, too short to be spun very well on its own, the possum fiber. But yeah, it is pretty warm for sure. And it is very soft. Like, I'm saying all the things that make it less soft than I imagined it would be, but it is still very soft. Or all the things that make it kind of like a little more scratchy than like other fibers. But yeah, still very, very soft. Very, very nice. Right, more wool. Should be good. I actually don't want to put this dark green one here. Use that for a different one. So there's two different. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do some wool dyeing like this again because I like the way this turned out, and I like, I am excited. I'm very excited to see how it's going to look after I have like carded it, gotten it completely prepared for spinning. Very excited to see how it's going to look carded up and spun up. Come here, coffee. But yeah, I am really loving the colors. So the way that I dyed this yarn, if you're on the Discord, you would have seen the process, well, a little bit of the process. But basically what I did was I had like a cake pan, like, I don't know, the sides are like 2 inches tall. And it's like a big rectangle that fits in the oven. So what I did is I filled that with wool, and then poured some vinegar and water on it to kind of like wet it down. And then I grabbed some food coloring bottles and basically just sprinkled just the primary colors all over the yarn, all over the wool rather. Yes, for sure, grab or come on and join the Discord. Get on in there. And thank you so much for being a part of the community. But yes, so I put it in like a cake pan, filled the cake pan with wool, and then put in a bit of vinegar and water, not enough to like to drown the wool, just enough to kind of soak all of it. So there wasn't like water, there wasn't like a water level. It was just like the wool was thoroughly soaked. Because of course the wool absorbs water. And I did kind of push the wool down gently to make sure that it was absorbing all of the water. And so vinegar, water, and some food dye dripped on top. And then I just popped that in the oven at 225 degrees and just waited for a few hours. I did check on it every hour or two to make sure that the water hadn't evaporated. If the water level was getting low, I would just pour more just plain water on top of it. Coffee. I do not have a coffee command. But yeah, every so often I would just check it, make sure the water hadn't evaporated, and if the top was getting dry, then I would pour some more water just to make sure it wasn't drying out. And so after maybe 8 hours in the oven or so, the wool was ready. Took it out, let it dry, rinsed, let it cool rather, rinsed the vinegar out of it, and set it out to dry. And that's all I did, and that's what I'm working with now, is the dried, dyed wool. I had to use voice command. You can do, what do you mean voice command? You mean the one that, makes, like, that actually, like, says something? Like text-to-speech or something? I'm confused. Whoa, hydration. Hydration is good. Oh, it rolled down my leg. Water. So basically I'm gonna show you guys fuzzy blue worm. Yes, there are many fuzzy worms. All the fuzzy worms are happening today. Somebody said I have a bag of these like little worms. They actually have some possum in them. The person was referring to, and they were like, "Why do you have like a bag of intestines behind you?" And I'm like, "What? Oh, that? No, that's not intestines. That's just wool. Just looks like intestines because they're all shoved together in a bag." And yet another fuzzy blue. Fuzzy blue worm. Words are hard. They're just hot dogs, duh. Someone's been scalping Rustas again. Oh no, don't do that. Ugh. That's not very nice. Ivan says, I yelled coffee from my bed, and now I hear coffee beans crushing. I hope it's the coffee beans. Risky business. I see. I mean, that seems convenient though. You just shout coffee and it happens. Little girl says, "Veggie, thank you so much." Wait, what? For what? I am confused. But thanks are always nice. Fresh ground coffee, I know, right? Can't wait until I get my own place without a roommate. I'll probably still have a roommate, but maybe somebody who's like just a little bit more at my speed. I think my roommate and I just don't get along on things because, like, yeah, just two different people. Veggie Girl says, Veggie, because you are my friend. Thank you for being my friend. Aw. It's a good thing to be. Got one of my hairs in my wool that I was carding, and I'm like, why is there this random pink strand in the wool? It's like way too long, and I'm like, oh yeah, my hair is pink now. It's not been that way for months, probably for like a year. No, I think I dyed it one time. I dyed it in like September, I think. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm planning on doing with these. I don't think I'm gonna end the stream. Usually I stream for 6 hours. I think I might stream for a bit longer today. I'll see how I feel in about like 5 minutes. But my brain's just like, Dev, just keep streaming forever. And I'm like, okay, brain, we'll see. Oh, where's my burnishing brush? I've misplaced an important tool. Is it here? Is it here? Should be not far. My room's not so messy that I would expect to lose something like that easily. But I appear to have done so. Okay. I'll use it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I just misplaced it. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to end the stream just yet. Veggie says, I want to dye my hair so bad, but bleach scares me. So I... Excuse me. So I have, So I have bleached my own hair, but I would personally recommend, and as I prefer to do if I'm able to afford it, to go to a salon to have your hair bleached, and then if you want to dye it yourself, then dye it yourself. That's how I prefer to do it. It's just so much easier to have the bleach applied by someone else, because they can actually do the like brush thing rather than like you having to basically like shampoo it in your hair, which is just like kind of splotchy and stuff. Wouldn't do it myself, but money at salon scares me. Oh, long thick hair, yeah. One day. So yeah, I don't, So basically what I'm doing with this is my blending board. Show you what I'm doing. And basically what I'm doing is I'm taking, I'm taking like the most similar colors that I have. So I think I have the most of blue. So I'm putting that on my blending board. Now these are little nips. They're just like little pieces of wool. They're not, they're second cuts. Basically they're cut super short. So like the wool in here is only like 1/2 centimeter long. And that's no good for spinning. It's not going to spin in nicely. So I can remove those. Many of them came out while I was carding, but not all of them. And so I'm just going to kind of put this down here, in a stripe. Ooh, roll eggs are not big. I was expecting that the roll eggs had a little bit more wool in them, but they do not.